What is up, you guys? It's your boy John here from PumaPlow. How's everybody doing? Thanks for clicking on this on the farm video number 59. You guys, 59. It's like 60s next week. Wow. I do appreciate you guys clicking on the video. So today, I'm cleaning up a little bit of old drone footage. I didn't actually film anything new last week. It was one of those days where it was just, I need to work down at the farm, put the cameras down. I didn't even break out a camera. The whole time last week was Memorial Day, and we just worked. So this is from a couple weeks ago. We cut some tree branches over at Casey's house, he's the one on camera there trying to light the fire. And then we cut a couple from my house, not too much. And didn't film any of that either, because it's like in town and shows our houses and stuff, and not really big on that. So Casey's trying to light this fire. The stuff he was throwing on in the beginning was off-road diesel. We buy that now for our tractor. We used to buy on-road diesel and add the additive, but the off-road diesel is cheaper. So I came out here to try to help him, and you can tell nobody's controlling the drone. This is the infamous where the drone just decided to fly away, basically. Now it did actually stop out here. Eventually right here it stopped by itself, and then Casey grabbed the controller and was doing the movements here. I don't really know what happened with it. The only thing I can really take out of this is I can't really trust it just to put the controller down and let it hover anymore. So somebody's got to have their hands on the controller at all times, basically. So that is what I learned from that. Now, while I was trying to get the drone situated again, Casey did get the fire going, obviously, and of course I sped this footage up a considerable amount. And yeah, we're gonna watch this fire burn down. It was kind of crazy how fast it actually went. We cut the stuff in the morning. This is the afternoon, and it's burning, like it's going. Like this was all green. I mean, there's a few dead ones. The dead ones mostly came from my house, the one tree. I have 3 trees in my front yard. The one tree on the right, we're probably gonna end up taking it down this fall, winter, or having it taken down. We'll probably end up doing it. It's got a lot of dead in it, and it's time. So any branch we cut off now is one less branch we have to cut off later, is the way we kind of look at it. So and actually the same thing with that pine tree that is in Casey's front yard. It's not kind of the same thing there. That pine tree is dying, has a lot of dead in it. It's starting to look pretty ratty because of all the dead. So we actually cut a lot more off that day than we thought we were going to. I wanted to cut some off just so I could cut the grass underneath it, because I'm tired of having to like duck super low behind my lawnmower when I cut his grass. So we went ahead and cut a bunch. So guys, I'll be back in just a minute. Sit back, enjoy the music and the fire. I'll be back with something awesome in a couple minutes. Alright, so cut to a little bit later in the day. You can see there's pretty much nothing left. There was nothing left of this fire by the time we went back, like, a couple days later or whatever. It was done. There was just nothing. It was a kind of kind of crazy actually how there was just nothing left. It was a good fire. It was definitely a good fire. Okay, so now we are out front on a patch of ground that used to be Grandpa's. It is not anymore, obviously, in the family, but the guys that farm it are cool, and I went and talked to them and made sure it was cool to film them and explained what I was going to do with the footage and everything. So they are fertilizing corn, side dressing the corn, most people call it, fertilizing the corn, whatever. That big tank in the back has liquid fertilizer in it. It is pumped into the arm, kind of, as it goes out to each side, and there's like an injector that injects it down into the ground. It's actually really kind of a neat thing. Yeah, you can do it when the corn is just coming up, or you can do it like this corn was a couple inches tall. You can do it when the corn's knee high if you want. I will say the next time you guys see this corn, which will probably be in the next video, it's going to be a considerable amount taller. Like I said, this footage is a little bit old, but I thought it was still really, really neat and important to show you guys some actual farming. You know, it's different for what I kind of do, so I thought it was really cool and nice of the guys for letting me film them and whatnot. So right here, he's just going around the outside of the field. You got to go around the outside of the field twice or so, and then he started going back and forth. That tank holds 1,300 gallons of liquid fertilizer. I'm not sure how much nitrogen and whatnot they're putting down per acre. I didn't really talk to them very much, and when I was talking to them, they had a pump running and it was really loud and it was hard to hear them. So I don't know. Of course, it's a John Deere tractor. I don't know what number it is. They do have GPS. They don't use GPS when they're fertilizing. They use GPS for planting, working dirt, stuff like that. You don't need it when you're fertilizing, because what you're actually doing is you're just following the wheel tracks of the planter. So there's wheel tracks on that dirt. It's a little hard to see, but they're there where the planter drove, and all he's going to do is drive in the exact same wheel marks. Because this one, they have a 16 row corn planter. This one lines up with that. So you can see when he does his second pass onto the end row, it lines up just perfect with that last row on each side. So he's good to go. So it's pretty cool. I'll be back in a minute when we get to the next thing. It's pretty cool too. So stay tuned. I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back a little earlier than I thought I was going to be. You can see we're just getting done fertilizing the corn. You can see it leaves like a groove in the ground. There's like a straight disc blade, like a round metal blade that goes down in the ground, and there's a little injector behind there, and it injects the fertilizer down into the ground. So after they side dress the field, you can see there's all these little grooves cut in the ground, and it actually does help with drainage a little bit. If you would get a big rain after this, it would help. And you can see stuff on the right doesn't have it, and stuff on the left does have it. So that's basically all this does. It's just a little cut in the soil, and put that fertilizer right down in there. And he's not quite centered here, but he's still doing his outside rows and stuff, so he'll get better on centering it up. Like I said, he's driving it manually. So okay, so now cut to the neighboring field. This is actually my dad's cousin's farmland that our neighbors farm down there. And this is a case tractor and a case planter. I don't know numbers, guys. I didn't get that close to them. And I'm not sure of numbers. But here again, go out and film some real farming. I did not actually have these guys' permission, so I hope they're cool with it. I know somebody in their family watches this video, will watch this video. So I hope that they were cool with it, but I didn't, interrupt them or anything. I don't even know if they knew I was there, to be honest. So, yeah, you can see here he's just getting going. He's planting soybeans, by the way, on 15-inch rows. I believe this planter is a 15 or 30-inch row planter, depending if you're planting corn or soybeans. You can see they are running a Case Magnum with dual wheels all the way around, like our one from Farm Sim 13, my beloved tractor on there. And they're also running a front fertilizer tank for when they plant corn. And I believe they're just leaving it on there, and they may actually have liquid in it. I'm not sure. But as like a counterweight. Like in Farm Sim, you guys would run, well, I mean, I run too, run a front weight on the 3-point. We don't really have front 3-points around here. He would have suitcase weights. So instead of changing that out mid-planting time, just leave the tank on you. If you wanted to, you could throw some fertilizer or water in there just to have it. But that's an extra tank, and it would run back when you're planting corn and help fertilize the corn with starter fertilizer. So it would just allow you to go farther without stopping all the time to fill up your seed. Or not your seed, your fertilizer. So you can see that there's quite a bit to this seeder. I'm not really sure what to call it, if it's an air seeder or not. It's a pretty awesome little seeder. I will say it's one of the very few red seeders that are down that way. Most of them are John Deere. There's a few Kinseys, which are blue. They actually used to have a Kinsey, these guys here. My dad grew up with these guys and went to school together and everything, so they're good guys. But they used to have a Kinsey, and they switched to a Case. And they actually are one of the very, very few guys down there that actually have red tractors too, Case tractors. They own this Case Magnum. I think it might be a 340 Case Magnum. And they also own a Quad Track. I'm not sure of the number on the Quad Track. I think it might be a 435. I think it is the 435 Case Quad Track. So they go out and work all their dirt with that and everything, plant and run the auger wagon off of the Case Magnum when it comes time to harvest corn, soybeans, whatever. So he is getting it done, planting these soybeans. These soybeans are up now. Like I said, this footage is it's a minute or two old, but that's okay. It's new to you guys, and I do appreciate you guys watching this another on the farm video. Words are hard. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm your boy John from PumaPlow. I'll catch you then. Zoodles.